Okay, so this part I'm gonna try to make a belt out of Procreate. Procreate is this kind of clay that comes in black and white. If you use more of the black than the white, then it's more flexible. If you use more white than black when mixing, then it's less flexible. So I'm going for a belt, so I want it to be flexible. So this is gonna be like the ratio right here. And okay, that's the freaking that was a freaking siren. All right, so you gotta mix it. But this stuff is the worst stuff to mess around with. Like I don't like it at all. It's like bubble gum, and some people love this stuff. I don't know what they're fucking smoking, man. Cause this thing is the worst thing to sculpt with. I'm telling you, man. This thing is a nightmare. Um, the only thing I can do is use oil. Put some oil on the surface right here, and that helps it not stick to the surface. And then what I do is I flatten it with a roller. It's my roller right here, a Sharpie. And then I cut the clay with a real long blade. You need one of these if you want to make the belts. So right now I'm mixing it as best as I can. This stuff is not easy to work with. It's not pleasant, and it's awful. It's super hard. You barely can sculpt on it. It's like sculpting on bubble gum. So this stuff, people use it for war hammer, like those really tiny little sculptures. Maybe it's good for that scale, but this is the only stuff I know that's flexible. So if you guys know anything else that I can use, please let me know, because this stuff I totally don't like. All right, so I'll try. So now I'm gonna roll the oil everywhere here. You could use any kind of oil. I'm using mineral oil, and I'm gonna try to roll it into the shape that I want. Hopefully it'll work. Remember, use a really sharp blade. Be careful, don't cut yourself. I'm telling you, man, this stuff is a nightmare. One time I spent like a whole afternoon just trying to make the strips of belts. Okay, so this stuff is super elastic. So right now I'm gonna try to cut it. If it's too short, remember it's elastic, so you can stretch it out. The trick is cutting it. The cutting is the hardest part. So I'm gonna try to cut it right now with the blade. Get some paper. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm just cutting away excess. And you can see that's one strip right there. Try cut it right here. Try. Cut there. Let's see. All right, so I put a lot of pressure on it. There you go. So I did one strip right there. I'll make a lot of strips as possible, much as possible. So if some aren't good enough, maybe one or two will be the best. So hopefully and I keep this straight. This clean. This helps if you do this. Keep the blade sharp. It's very important to keep the blade sharp. And here we go again. Jesus, this one didn't go too well. There. It's a brand new blade, but it just gets some of the clay just sticks to it and makes it blunt, dull. I mean, so. So these clay takes a long time to get hard, so you have to wait a day. So tomorrow it should be ready. So what I do is I wrap it around the figure, and tomorrow they should be hard and flexible. Right now they're just like bubble gum, you know, so you have to be really careful. Hopefully I can use some of these, or else I have to do the whole thing all over again. Be really careful, guys. Don't get cut. You know, this is a really sharp blade, so you don't want to get cut. Okay. See. Alrighty. Let's see. Just trying to line it up with the blade. The blade is really straight, like a ruler or so. Okay. Okay, so out of these strips, I'm gonna make the bracelets and hopefully the belts. And that's how you start making the flexible belts. There's probably a much easier way to do it, but you can't do it with the extruding gun because this stuff is so thick and so unmanageable that it will just destroy your glue gun, your clay gun. And you can't use super sculpty or epoxy because they're all hard, because they won't be flexible. So far, this is the only junk I know that works, you know, and it's just a hassle, man. Just trying to get the get what you want out of it. And for those who say, oh, you didn't get a good batch, this is like the third time I buy these things and it's always been the same. It's like really hard and hard to manage, so I don't know. So all right, so stay tuned for the next part. Great. Trying to put the belt on. It's becoming really difficult. So that's the first part right there. All right, let's try the second. This one looks nice. This one's gonna go diagonally, I think. That's how like that. But it's not long enough, so I'm gonna just try to stretch it out. So you stretch it. Try to stretch it from the thickest points. Okay, that seems good enough. Alright, so that. Problem when you use them is they stick to each other, so I gotta be careful with that. That's still not long enough. Okay, now it should be long enough. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, so I put the belts on. That's 2 belts right here. So I gotta leave that to dry until tomorrow. So basically, try to give some space between the leg right here and here, so she can, you know, open and close her legs a little bit. And she's basically done. Well, not done, but I mean this part is done. The waist belts are done. So I'm gonna put her here, just like this, and leave her there until tomorrow. She looks fine. It is what it is. All right, so now we're gonna do the bracelets. So I got plenty of material here for that. So let's see, maybe this one. Pick a nice nice rectangular. Something like that is nice. So let's do her first bracelet. It's I think this is pretty nice. So so something like that. And just try to make it a little tight. There, pinch it. And now will be one of the bracelets. Alright, so now we're gonna do the other one. Same length. Try not to make them too thick because it doesn't look good if you make it too thick. So just stretch it out. Remember, it's super elastic. So remember, try to get the same length. And see, right there. Pinch them. We'll try to pinch it together. There. There you go. Kind of messed it up. Let's see if it's still salvageable. And they seem the same length and the same thickness. Yeah, it's very important because you want to make the symmetry. Okay, so yeah, they look kind of almost the same. It's giving me a little bit of difficulty there, but alright, so I want her to have a really nice necklace. So a necklace has to be high up. So I'm gonna try to look for a nice strip for that. I'm gonna try to give her like 2 necklaces. So. Okay, so that's gonna be like her necklace right there. And be right back. All right, so I made this neck for her right here. And it's gonna go there, so I just took it off because I'm gonna make another necklace for her. So basically like this. It's gotta go a little above the neck because the jacket, the MC jacket, gets in the way. So it's gotta be like halfway like that. That's gonna be your necklace right there. Right there. So that should come out really nice, like that. And then you put the spikes on it, and it's gonna look freaking awesome. So now she has 2 necklaces. These are gonna be the spikes I'm gonna put on her necklace right here. But it's gonna be this one actually. That's gonna have a double row of spikes, a double row. And then this one's gonna have just a row of spikes. And then this one's gonna have studs. So she's gonna have multiple jewelry that she can put on. She's gonna be badass. All right, so let's see. We got extra stuff here, so maybe I'll give her like some kind of strip around her. All right, so you gotta stretch it out because it's not long enough. So you can see how elastic this thing is. By tomorrow, it won't stretch out anymore. It just be flexible. And up. All right. So this goes here. This is just extra, so I'm gonna put it here on her. I guess it's not long enough. Seems to be not long enough, so I'm having trouble here. See, there's a fold here. We're going to. Oh, okay. It's not there anymore. Okay, so yeah, I'll leave this. I'll leave this like this. And when it dries, it should stick really easily. So the only reason I use this stuff is because it's elastic, but it's a nightmare to work with. It's really tough to work with. All right, so stay tuned for the next video. All right, so I finally did the strips. So there's one. I did one for her, spiky armbands. I did one for her bracelet right there. I did a necklace bracelet, and then I did a second one right here. So she's gonna be loaded, and then now she has the two belts on the sides and an extra strip right here. So she's gonna be kick-ass. All right, guys. So stay tuned. Tomorrow I'll paint these belts black, and then I'll put the spikes on. These spikes I got at eBay, nail art, and just look for 2.0 or 1.5 spikes and studs, and that's what you use. It's real metal for punk rock storm, and these are just extras I have, and I'll just store these. But yeah, it's a real messy way of working, but this is the only way I know how to use this freaking clay. This clay is god awful to work with, and it's called Procreate, and it's elastic clay, 2 compounds you mix together, and that's it. And so I got her jacket right here. So this jacket's gonna be cool because I'm gonna put some of these little metal studs on it, and on her too, metal studs. So she's gonna be looking great. All right, laters.